You want to accomplish so much in your life, but the bank account you know says there's no hope. Listen, if you've ever been broke, this is the perfect time to watch this video to make sure that we can help pull you out of that mode and immediately into a mindset that can free you from the bondage of broke. I could sit here for 10 hours and say the same statement over and over again, and I'm gonna hope and pray that it hits you with impact eventually. What you think about the most, you bring about. Said a different way, what you focus on expands. The problem with being broke is that you can be broke and you can be poor. One is a mindset and one is the condition of your bank account. But once you're broken up here, you can get stuck in this rut where you stay there over and over and over and over and over and over again, because what are you focusing on? You're focusing on bills. You're focusing on not enough money. You're focusing on how you've already spent it and how you're behind. And you wonder 10 years later, why am I still so behind when I try to get better jobs or I try to get a raise? I got news for you, because what you think about expands. And if you're in the broke mindset, it's because you're focusing on the one thing that you want the least: bills. You must pay attention to them, and if you don't, you'll only dig yourself further and further into the hole. And yet, how you feel about bills is going to determine whether they are easy to pay and you get ahead, or whether they only sink you deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. You keep doing the same spending behavior as long as you're focusing on the exact same things. If you don't change your thoughts, then your pocketbook can't change. And your thought changing this will always precede what happens in your bank account. If you don't face this reality, you can't fix this reality, because your reality and the ether and everything made up of it is all stemmed from energy. Listen, it's going to sound woo-woo for just a second, but listen, there are atoms in this couch right here, and they vibrate at a frequency. And every single thing in this home and everything on the screen that you're looking at, even I vibrate at a frequency. I'm no different than all of the atoms on the rest of this planet. Just for a moment, you've heard the phrase quantum physics. Here's all it means. Everything is energy. And we are understanding our world scientifically on the deepest level based on a theory and a philosophy that is proving out really well right now that says this: everything is energy. So by the way, what energy are you giving off by being broke or poor or focusing on bills? If you're like the people that I meet on a pretty daily basis, then you have your bills, that's your physical reality, and you're matching it with a mental reality that all it does is nosedive you deeper and deeper and deeper into sadness, depression. You might be medicating with food, with drugs, pornography, or doing something to distract yourself from the horrible, awful reality that every single time you go to the mailbox or your spouse does, you're just waiting for that phone call or that text or that message that says, you're behind, you got to find out a way to pay this thing, and it is consuming you. That's the reality that you got to face. And right now we're going to talk about how you change it. Practical advice is not what you need right now. If you're struggling with broke, what you need is a new mental reframe. So for just a moment, let me address that. It's possible to find just as much joy in having every bill paid, getting ahead, and having everything that you want. And it's possible to feel just as much joy when you're not experiencing the abundance that you want, when you're behind on bills and trying to figure out how to actually come up with money for food. Now, I know that sounds like a crazy stretch. Kris, what do you mean that you can be joyful in both of those circumstances? If you have a conditional relationship with money, it looks like this. When I have money, I'm happy. When I don't, I'm not. I'm telling you right now, that mindset stinks. And it needs to be upgraded. This is what creates broke in the mind. It makes you broke in. Instead, try on a minimalistic point of view, or rather like a vagabond. A vagabond is a person that travels around the world on a very minimal budget, and they live to travel. And they can spend weeks or months at a time being everywhere, but they're without the luxuries of life. It is amazing how luxurious our society is living right now. And minimalism is the practice that says, what do you really need to be happy? Is what you need based on what's outside of you? Is it based on the car that you drive or the things that you have or the house that you live in or the places that you can travel to? Because I'm surprised at how easy it is for so many people to find the deep joy that they're searching for without the whole money thing. There's a keeping up with the Jones problem that is identified with this broke mindset mentality that needs to be shifted and adjusted. Now pause and hold yourself. If you are starting to argue with me like, oh my gosh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm so triggered. I'm so upset right now. He doesn't even know. Brother, sister, I come from poverty. I know what it is to be deeply in debt. I know what it is to have a broken financial mindset. So just sit back and listen. You need to start paying yourself first. Instead of focusing on your bills, focus on paying yourself. Number 2, create a rainy day fund. Even when there's no money for it, I promise that you can do it. You can walk the streets and find a couple of quarters to rub together on the ground. People are living in such luxurious lifestyles way beyond their means. What are the skill sets needed to make money? That's where you want to put your focus on what can you do to create wealth and create value, as opposed to the energy that goes into we don't have enough and I'm broke and there's victimhood and I need more and the world owes me and I'm not getting it. Stop watching Netflix. Cancel Netflix. You need that money. Keep looking for new ways to add value. You can still have confidence when you're broke. And that's the most important thing for you to gain from this, is that the difference between broke and poor, they're not the same thing. Broke is a mental state. And poor is a temporary financial condition that can become permanent if you don't learn how to master the mind. Step into deep gratitude. Do you know why I know that you have everything that you need? Because you're watching this video. That means that you have a phone or a computer or internet. Look in the mirror. You're likely not naked right now. Are you? I can't tell. You have clothing. You're breathing, which is a miracle, but it also means that you have food in your belly. And you've been fed, which means that you're probably not living on the street. Friends, you're already amongst the richest people on the planet. Get out of the mindset that says more. It's the mantra of the ego that craves for a need of the things that it doesn't have. And for just a moment, are you able to recognize that you are wealthier than kings in history past? Are you in a space to recognize that you have been so tremendously blessed? Break the mental bondage that says bills, broke, behind, can't, never gonna make it, not enough, disappointing everybody. Those are choices. And they're not choices based on your financial circumstances. They're choices based on decisions that you're making. And I'm telling you right now that you can join me and become one of the crazy ones that discovers just how joyful life is, with or without. Don't be broke. Don't be broke. It's an option and a really bad choice, like my singing. Friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It is true, I'm a bit of a derpy nerd, but I love who I am, I love what I do, and I love you. So if you want more of these videos coming your way, please subscribe, and I'll be sharing more of them with you.